We are right in the middle of a quite strong thunderstorm, so hopefully this is not the end of the Hobbs. We've had 3 or 4 quite intense lightning strikes, very, very close. I don't know how far, but they seem very close, and then the lightning is like literally next to the lightning strike, or the thunder is literally next to the lightning strike. Yeah, it's moving away now, because you can see that lightning strike, and then the noise, there's a little bit more of a gap. So I think we're a bit safer now than we were a minute ago, because the strikes and the thunder was literally at the same time. But now the gap between the two has got a little bit more. So I think we're relatively safe now. We'll see what the rain does. So there was another strike, and then that's the clap. So it's definitely moving away. At last. And of course, because we're very sensibly pitched in a riverbed, effectively, well, there's nothing in the porch that I need kept dry. Everything critical is in here. Oh, well, the fun and games of Okape. That was definitely a rather. There's another flash. Yeah, it's like 8 miles away now, so it's shifting a lot. But the first few, there was just no gap between the claps of thunder and all right, Lassie, stay there. Yeah, anyway. Well, I checked the forecast. And I think it was heavy rain, but only for a few hours. Anyway. Yeah, even for, there's just about a signal here. Even for Kinder Low, it's Rain now 3 o'clock, and it'll be 3 o'clock in a minute. And then it should ease off, and then no more until tonight. But quite heavy rain tomorrow night, or tonight. There's another lightning strike. 5, 6, yeah. So it's about 6 miles away now. Really. Oh, yeah. Okay. Lassie was outside, but I brought her in. Yeah. Before the lightning, actually, funnily enough. So that was kind of handy. Oh, let's see. No, you stay there. We brought you in before you got really wet, didn't we? So that was good. Didn't get me soaking wet. Oh, let's see. You are a big boot. Yeah, wait, bloody hell. I need to put my head down again. I think the rain and everything woke me up. It's been a funny trip for sleeping this. It's been a funny trip for sleeping this one. It's been kind of quite broken sleep most nights. And there's another strike. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's about 7 miles away now. So it's moving over that way now. Okay, I'll stay. It's a long way away now, Lassie. It's nowhere near you. Good girl. Ugh, Jesus Christ, Lassie. Alright, stay there. Oh, you're like the creeping lurgy, aren't you? Now stay there. Now it's stopped raining now, so you can go. You can knock my tea over that I've just made. Alright, now do you want to go back outside? It stopped raining now. Lassie, go back. Go on then. Go on then. Go on then. You gotta find somewhere to settle down out there. Oh, Lassie. All right, now settle down there. Yes. All right, so you want to stay there, that's fine. You stay there then. Oh, God. It's not raining now. It's all finished now. Thor's gone now. Yeah, Thor's gone. No, stay there, that's my tea. Stay there. Oh. And that's it, all finished. That was your lightning display. No, stay there. Stay there. Stay. Okay, well, I'm going to finish my tea. And then we'll catch up a bit later. Sorry, my torch is kind of like blinding you, but not much I can do about that, really. Well, good morning, everybody. It's coming up to 11 o'clock and we're out of bed. That's a minor miracle. Mind you, one, we do need to try and get going. And two, it was getting a bit hot inside of the tent, so I thought better to get a little bit of a wriggle on, save getting boil eyes. So that's the tent. It stood up the night. I don't know where the lightning was striking around here, but it was certainly striking on this, somewhere on this hilltop, that is for sure. Because it was literally lightning and then thunder together, so that indicates that they are, you know, literally overhead. And I think 2 or 3 strikes landed around here, and you can see it's got the peat quite wet, but even the wet peat is drying out in places up here. We're starting to get, mind you, that might be where Lassie has been digging, but all this, that's dry and cracked there. It's just soaked straight in. It's drying out here very, very quickly. Thankfully, the rain didn't last too long. It was an hour, something like that, and then it kind of went with the thunder and lightning, really. It's like the rain just started falling, and then there was thunder and lightning overhead, literally from nowhere. And then it just started to get a little bit further away, because you get the lightning, and then it was like a 5-second break, and then a 10-second break, and then a 20-second break. And I think the longest that I kind of counted was about 30 seconds. So it was, you know, it was moving, but it was definitely overhead at one point. I brought Lassie in, and for the most part she was fine. She did look a little bit marginally concerned, but you know, for a dog she actually did very well. But then when I had her as a puppy, I did loud noise training. So I played loud noises, you know, on the kitchen radio, starting off very quietly, so you could hear like a firework, a boop, type of thing. And then eventually you turn the volume up until, you know, you had this firework booming around the kitchen, and she was like just completely and utterly ignoring it. So that certainly paid dividends, you know, last night. So I've taken pretty much every single thing out of here. Is literally just my cooker, cup and the lighter, which really is just those few bits there. And then I'm going to make a tea, and then while my tea's cooling off, I'll put the cooker away. I've packed everything else. It's just the tea stuff and cooker to go in, and the fuel and that water thing, and Lass's bowl and Lass's lead. But other than those, you know, fairly small incidentals, we are fairly ready, you know, to get going. We'll probably, I think there's this little path literally just here. Now, I never saw anyone on it yesterday, but it takes us down to a main path down there. And then I'll just have a look at the map, because we don't necessarily really want to go back around the way we came from, although if you ended up going back that way it would be fine. But you should be able to drop down and along, and that would be my preference, because if we can do that, then we'll pass a couple of hopefully flowing streams. Whereas if we go back the way we came in, then, you know, there won't be any flowing streams at all. It was very dry, apart from that big pool where Crocodilicus was literally swimming in. So that's the spot where we were camped. So remember, leave no trace, take everything with you. So apart from a few scuff marks, nothing left. We've taken every single thing. So we're just going to head just literally over here and pick up this path here. Get down to the main path, and then we'll figure out what we do. We've done pretty well. It's 25 to 12. We've done pretty well. For me to get going before 12 is a minor miracle. There really wasn't very much to pack at the end though, because I'd eaten pretty much all the food. So it was pretty much just, you know, my sleeping stuff in one bag, rubbish in another bag, my down jacket, which incidentally I didn't use last night. I didn't need it last night. So that's the first night that I didn't need it. But then I did wear my wind shirt, so that may have helped as well. Just, you know, maybe the wind shirt would have been enough the other nights. You can see quite big areas around here that have been burnt at some point or another. So we're coming up to a crossroads of paths. I kind of think we could almost do with going down there. Okay, looking at the GPS mapping this way seems to make more sense. They both kind of would go the same destination, but this seems to be the more direct route off, because I think we need to go down this valley here is my guess. So there's quite a strong breeze coming towards me. I mean, I don't have the weather station to hand. I mean, it's probably not even 20 miles an hour, but I mean, it's definitely a fresh, it's definitely a fresh breeze. So it will be interesting to see how the microphone copes with this, because you know, you definitely, it must be about 20. It must be knocking on the doors of 15-20 miles an hour. Okay, all right, so we're gonna we'll carry along this path here, and we'll kind of see now. I think we want to be going down there. I really don't think we want to go back to those stones, because if we go that way, it's going to take us back to where we were. It looks like there's a path through here. I think the problem is the paths on the map don't necessarily exactly match up with all the paths on the ground, but I do think we definitely want to be going down this valley. I'll take another look. It's certainly not going to do any harm to head over in that direction anyway. Okay, well, this might not be the best way down, and we'll see what it's like, you know, further down, but we should come to a track and then a trail. But we're basically coming down this line of grouse butts. So I assume when they're firing, shooting things, that they let that they let us walkers know that they're doing that, so we don't get a whole load of dead walkers or anything. So like I said, we're just following this line down. I don't think it's used particularly often by the look of the trail. So whether people know something I don't know. But it definitely doesn't seem a well-trod path down here. It would be rather annoying to get down the bottom and there's like a locked gate and you can't get through it or something stupid. But it's worth trying, because then I can be lower down and walking past hopefully a couple of streams. So there's another grouse butt. You know, we're making our way down steadily because that's number 5, and I think it started at 10 at the top. So from the point of view of the grouse butts, we're halfway down. I think the path is shifted over here by the looks of it. Oh, that's a more worn path here. There you go. You see, I told you, never trust me on paths. I'm always I'm never on the right path. Okay, this definitely looks more worn Alright, so that was number 5, so this is number 4. So obviously after this one there's 3 more. And then I think it's, there should be like a track. I'm guessing where the lazy buggers with their guns get driven to the top of, and then they just got to walk this bit. So I suppose the fat old shooters get to use like number 1, 2, 3, and then the slightly less fat shooters get to use 5 and 6 and 7, and then the super fit shooters are the ones that have to get all the way to the top. We're making our way down. There was a track over there that a vehicle could use, but it kind of meant going over that way and then down that way, and I saw there was a path coming straight down, so I thought we'll take the straight down path. And looking at the map, probably would have been better going back the way we'd come, because we still got to join up with the path that we would have been on, or parts of it. So we've probably added one side of a triangle, but like I said, you know, the advantage of this way, which is really why I wanted this way, is we should cross 2 water sources later on. So from that point of view, it's worth it. Anyway, it's quite steep down here, so I just want to get down the bottom now. We're taking it very steadily and quite slowly. Okay, well, all the height that we lost coming down to get down the bottom, we've regained by coming up this track. The only, and like I was saying, the only benefit is there is puddles of water here and there has been some flowing water on the edge of the trail that Lass has been able to drink from. But we're literally, we're probably going to be sort of joining back up near where we camped at this rate. The first couple of nights, I must admit, could have done without quite so much back up again, but never mind. Oh. Oh, the joys of walking, eh? Alright, well, I just wanted to show you we're still going up the would definitely have been quicker and easier just to have walked across the top and then down the other side, but never mind. It is hot, so Lassie can drink. I had extra water coming in, so I was able to give her water when we were walking in, because I had my 2 bottles plus a litre in my pack. Well, it was just under a litre, but some in my pack, and it's a good job that we carried that extra drop of water, to be honest, because whilst with hindsight we weren't actually very far from camp, I didn't know that. So it's you know, it's a good job that I had that water, because it was still a little way to go. I didn't realise it was quite so far back up again. Bugger me with a fish fork. Sorting out. Maybe we're reaching the top of it. A few times I thought we're at the top, and the bloody thing's gone further on up. But this time, that does look like that's the top. There was another path that went down to the main road and through those trees and over to the first dam, and then along the road to the second dam, which is near where I'm parked. And that probably would have been a shorter, quicker route. But I didn't really see any water on that route for Lassie, so, and I've only got these 2 bottles now. I haven't got any extra in my pack, which I had coming in, because there was no water at the top. So I got through. So what did I take to the top of water? I took 2 2-litre platypuses, but the 2-litre mark is not right at the top. So I reckon they hold 2.5 litres each. So that was 5 litres. Then I had a 1-litre platypus, which probably holds just over 1 litre. The 1 litre mark is near the top on that one. So I probably had 6 litres in platypuses, and then I had these 2 bottles here, which I did use, but I filled up from what I had. And these 2 bottles are about 500 and something mil each. So I probably had at least 7 litres with me. And in camp yesterday, and the walk up to camp, well, to be fair, I didn't really use much walking because it wasn't far. Okay, well, thankfully there's water, although she's definitely drunk some, but there were some puddles down there that she pretty much walked past. But I don't think she was too thirsty. I think she's more interested in splashing, aren't you? That was a lot further and a lot harder than I anticipated, to be fair. But we've got water, and I'm going to drink this and grab some more just up there. I won't take it down that side so much because you've had vehicles probably maybe passing here, I don't know. Maybe once you're further down and it's had more time to dilute itself, as it were. Cheers. Oh, that's cold. Nice cold water. Don't forget, be good boys and girls. Filter your water. Everybody tells you you've got to filter your water. Okay, we came all the way. So yeah, so we took that path down there, that dotty line is the one we took down, and then we went from under 300 to about 360, but it was a long slog up, and it's still quite a stretch back. Our camp was so our second camp was there, and all we would do was go there, then we would have missed this water here. Okay, I thought we would have caught another water source on the way up there, but we didn't see that one there. So that one was pretty dry, although there was some water on the trail that I think Lassie was licking. But this is a good water source. I'm imagining that this would flow probably most of the time, to be honest. So we're gonna go along here and then try and follow the edge of the forest, I think. We'll try. So we've still got to go. Oh dear. Oh, still a way to go. We'll let Lassie have a splash for a bit more. Because that's your last water, Lassie, until we get to the... There'll be more in the forest. That's my last biscuit too. I think I've got some in here. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to have this biscuit here. I'm going to sit down, have a rest for a minute, have this biscuit, and then get going along there away, and then try and skirt the forest a bit. So you can have a good splash there, can't you? That's perfect. Lassie's splashing. Go on then. Good girl. Oh, Lassie. You've got plenty of water to drink there, haven't you? There's a few odds and bods down here. I think we're maybe about 3 or so kilometers from the car. You can see that's the bridge there, and then there's a right hand turn, beyond that. So the car is parked on that road, so we've got to get to that road and turn right. Come on then, come on. Okay. So there you go, Lassie, you've had a splash in the reservoir. So everyone now who drinks reservoir water for the next few days, if you get a dog hair in your water, it's probably Lassie. Well, Lassie's been asking to go into various pools, so I thought, well, we're about 1.5 kilometres from the car now, so we ought to let her have maybe one last splash. That stirred that water up very nicely, Lassie. Oh God, oh Lassie. Come on. You go rolling, come over here. You've got most of the mud off you. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, that's a shape. Oh, lovely, thank you. And that's probably the path that we went up on Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever it was up there. We were walking along here and we went up there. Alright, well, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bugger, we're still... Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck. Still fucking going up. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh.